Have you been watching a lot of YouTube videos about cloud storage or having conversations with people about it and you're still just a little bit confused? Well, you're not the only one. My name is Rhonda and I'm with the Salem, Ohio Public Library. And what my goal is today is to help you better understand cloud storage. So even if you watched the video that we posted last week about it, you might still be just a little bit confused on how this all works. And so if you're anything like me, a visual representation might actually help you have a better understanding. So today's video is just for beginners. So if you're new to all this, make sure you join us and hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so that you can see more tech videos. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to discuss is your average storage per device. When you purchase a new device, each one of those devices has a predetermined amount of storage on them. So keep in mind that this may be the lower end of the storage on these devices, but your device might specifically have a little bit more. So this is just an average basis. Our phones can hold 64 gigabytes of storage or more. Our tablets are at about 32 gigabytes or more. And laptops are roughly around 256 gigabytes, but you can certainly get one that has much more. So for instance, my laptop, because I went a little bit on the higher end, just because I knew that I'd be making a lot of videos for my job or doing a lot of work, I made sure to buy something that had more than that because I didn't want to have to worry about my storage. So you can have between 256 gigabytes up to a terabyte, maybe even more. So why is this helpful to know? We need to understand a little bit about how much each of these things, I guess, or actions, how much storage do each of these take up? So for a basic photo, you're looking at 3.5 to 7 megabytes. For an app, you're looking at 40 megabytes to a gigabyte. And for a 15-minute video of, we'll say mediocre quality, nothing too high definition, it starts at around 250 megabytes. But depending on your resolution, depending on your phone, and depending on whether or not you're using any kind of filters or maybe, a night vision or something that helps block out when there's too much sun, if you are using any kind of editing process, you can have up to a 15-minute video take 9 gigabytes. So if you think about that, if you are on a device that only has 32 gigabytes, let's say our tablet, and you're taking a video and you're adding filters and you're just doing all sorts of cool stuff with it, a 15-minute video can take up almost a quarter of that, or roughly a little more than a quarter of that storage that you have. This is just a little conversion table to help you understand how megabytes and gigabytes work. So the kilobyte is a very, very small amount. And so you have 1,000 kilobytes equals 1 megabyte, 1,000 megabytes equal a gigabyte, and 1,000 gigabytes equal a terabyte. And for those who are curious, because I get this question a lot of people ask me if they have to delete emails because they think that emails are taking up most of their storage. Well, the thing is that if you are doing just a plain text email, that is only 75 kilobytes. So if you are adding things like GIFs or pictures or attaching a video to the email, yes, that can definitely take up more per email. Okay, so emails aren't usually the culprit. It's normally apps and videos. So how does this all tie into cloud storage? So to help give you a visual, I am actually going to go back to the drawing board and I'm going to go ahead and you guys are all going to see my elementary skills for drawing. And here you'll realize why I went into tech and not art, but it'll get the point across. So for today's video, I'm using something called Canva.com, which is a free product that you can use online to do all sorts of things. But for today, I'm using the whiteboard. So here, I'm going to draw my cloud, right? We're going to pretend that this is our cloud storage, okay? And then these are our devices. So this one will be our cell phone. This will be our tablet. And this will be our laptop, okay? So just label them a little bit. Put tab, and then we'll put PC. Okay. So as we discussed before, each of these have a predetermined amount of storage. And what starts to happen over time is that as we use things like our cell phone here, we start to take up some of this space, right? Some of this storage space by taking videos, taking lots and lots and lots of pictures, even though pictures aren't really a huge culprit. But the big thing is that we download a lot of apps. And so at some point, our storage gets so full on our device that we can no longer use it for the things that we want, like taking photos or downloading new apps. And our phones, tablets, or computers will normally notify us when we have too much on there. We need to kind of clear it out and provide that device with more storage space. So this is where the cloud comes in. So the cloud storage is tied to a profile. And in most times, it's actually an email account. So if you have Gmail, you can use something like Google Drive. Or if you have a PC or a laptop or a computer, you can also use something called OneDrive. There's something called Dropbox. There are so many different options of cloud storage. That's something I'll do in another video. But really, you can tie your cloud storage into a profile, which is done by using an email. That makes it so that no matter where you're at in the entire world, you can log into that. So if you're using Gmail, you just open your Gmail account, log in, and then hit photos, and you'd see all your photos and videos. So you can find that from anywhere around the world, from any device. So what we do is when that's all filled up, we take our information, so our photos, our videos, all that, and we store them or upload them, as a tech term, into the cloud. So at this point, we now have duplicated our photos and videos and all of that. So we now have them on our cell phone, and then we now have them in the cloud. So what that does is then that allows us to go ahead and clear up the storage on that other device. So then we can go through and we can start deleting things. Let's see if this will work here for me. There we go. You can start deleting some of that because it's already being duplicated in the cloud. So as you go through your device, you start getting rid of things and you start to make more space. So I'm not going to spend too much time erasing this, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how that works. And then that is how we end up using cloud storage. Now, what happens if you wanted to get something back from cloud storage? Well, if you decide, you know what, I really wanted all of those videos, I really wanted to share those with friends and family, and now I don't know how to get them back. Well, at that point, you will then download them from the cloud, which is available on your devices. So each device, let me get my little pen ready here. Each device has its own cloud service on it. So this would be, maybe your cell phone has iCloud if you're an Apple. Using this stylus is rough. So we'll say, we'll say iCloud, right? Then at that point, you would go into your iCloud account on your device, and then you would just download those photos onto your specific device again. So once they're in the cloud, they're going to stay in the cloud until you decide to delete them or get rid of your account. But at any point, you can always bring back the stuff that you put in the cloud. So I know that this is a little elementary drawing here, but it provides a visual so that you can kind of see that the cloud does exist, even though we don't see it. It's not a tangible thing, but it is something that we can sort of visualize as we are adding things to our cloud storage. And this is also where backups go a lot of the time. So if if you're on your computer and you need to back it up because maybe you have a lot of stuff on there that is really important to you and you want to back up your computer in case something happens to it. Well, when you back up your computer, most of the time it'll try to put it in the cloud unless you specify it otherwise, because that can take up a lot of storage to do so. So sometimes you get a free amount of cloud storage, and then once you surpass that, they want you to kind of pay a fee. But there are ways around that. And for the average user, you can normally get a lot out of your cloud storage before you have to upgrade. All right, everyone. I hope this worked out for you today. I hope it clarified some things. But if you have any questions, you can find me at the Salem, Ohio Public Library. You can follow us on Facebook, or you can just add comments in the comment section on this YouTube video. All right, everyone, have a great day.